Momco Podcast, episode 13, Beef and Debrief number 3, take 2, because you know us, with Jessica, Anna, in our momentum era, or momentum era. Oh! Welcome to
Oh.
July. Happy 4th all.
Also say happy wedding day, Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. Happy wedding day, Taylor Swift and Travis. I love you so much. Please adopt me. I hope your wedding's magical, fantabulous, and everything you wish for. Girl, you deserve this moment. And also,
Okay.
I really want to read that NDA you have all your wedding guests sign. I really just want to read it.
You know, I think it is rather strange, before we get into our debrief, that they're getting married at Madison Square Garden at a stadium that holds 20,000 people in a city that they're not from or live in.
Doesn't she live? I thought she lived in
I thought she lived in California and Tennessee.
No, she has a New York home. She has a New York home.
Oh, she does?
Hello.
Oh.
1989. She has a flat there.
Oh, okay. But
So she does
still,
live there.
it's weird.
No, I love every minute of this. This is so iconic. Who gets married at Madison Square Garden? Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And David's like saying she's shutting down all the roads and businesses are getting upset. I'm like, this is
I
the
didn't even
closest
think about
thing.
that.
This is the closest thing we have to the royal wedding. They do the same shit over there. And he's
Well,
like,
that's
do
different.
not compare it to the royal wedding. I'm like, I will. This is Merica. I can compare it to anything I want.
I guess that is fair. But also, who has their wedding on a Friday? Okay. Who has their wedding at Madison Square Garden? And who the fuck has their wedding the day before the 250th anniversary of our country?
She really does love 4th of July. I will give her that. That's like one of her holidays.
I like how you say this, like you
We're
personally know
besties.
her.
Swifty.
Oh no. Wait a minute. Is she more of your bestie than me now?
Been there longer. So sorry.
She
Okay,
doesn't do
we
a
go.
podcast with you.
That's true. One day, Taylor Swift, hit us up when you're a mom.
Yeah.
You're also a small business
Let
owner, but you turned into mega millionaire
me
really
know how that
fast.
works out for you. Oh
So,
boy.
hi guys. We got off a
Welcome.
tangent there. If you don't know who we are, Anna and Jessica, we go off on tangents quite a bit. But welcome to our third Beef Indie Brief. And this is where we have listeners write in, and we've been very fortunate enough to have listeners actually write in. And we talk about 2 mom beefs and 2 business beefs each time. And then we also bring our own beefs at the top of the hour. So, Anna, what's your beef this week?
Mm. My beef. My beef is a mommy beef. Last time I think it was a business beef.
Oh,
But
good, because mine's a business beef,
oh,
so
perfect.
this is perfect.
My mommy beef is when you're in whatever stage of pregnancy that you're in, and I'm talking like basically first and third trimester, at least for me, that were the most exhausting, where people don't understand how fucking tired you are and how you don't want to get up and you don't want to get dressed and you don't want to go somewhere. I had a family member, my mother-in-law. She doesn't listen to this podcast anyway, so it's fine.
I love it.
And if she does, she could take notes for the next time we have a baby, if we have another one, which she won't take notes. It's fine. Anyway, um, she okay, first of all, she completely forgot my birthday. Didn't text, didn't call, didn't send a card, nothing, and nothing after. And what she wanted to do, she wanted to go out to lunch. My birthday is about, I don't know, a month, well, almost exactly a month before my daughter was born. And so by the time that she realized that she had forgotten my birthday had passed by like 2 weeks. So it was like beginning of February, and I'm like ready to pop, right? And she would call like every other day, be like, I want to take you guys to lunch. And Casey would be like, no, mom, like Anna's really tired. We're at the end of pregnancy. It could be any time now. I'm really stressed with work. We've got a lot going on. We're trying to finish the nursery. We're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. And then she'd be like, oh, I just want to see you guys. And do this fucking like guilt trip shit, right? And then it got to the point where Casey finally said one day, you have a car. Why don't you bring us lunch instead? And her answer was, we'll see. And then it was never brought up again. So similarly, these things happen though, where like people just don't get the fucking hint when you're pregnant or when you're like close to having your baby that maybe you're not comfortable. And even like the thing too is like this was even explained, like not comfortable, doesn't want to get up, doesn't want to have to shower, put makeup on, get in the car, go eat. And
You can't really eat that much either because 'cause you're just
no, you just
so big.
so big, yeah, and then with, my mother-in-law in particular, she doesn't like to drive, and she lives, like, 40 minutes from us, so her expectation was for us to
Pick her up.
pick her up, take her to lunch, pay for lunch, drop her off, and then go home. That's a lot when you're not pregnant, like yeah. So, my beef, though, is basically people that don't have empathy when you're about to pop in, it's just like, "Well, I don't understand why you can't go have lunch with me, and I don't understand why it's that big of a deal. I don't understand why she doesn't feel good. What's wrong with the baby? What's wrong with her? Why doesn't she wanna go?" That was a
Yeah.
big beef. That was a big beef for me, and then the other half of that is the attitude of, like, "Well, look, this isn't good for us, so maybe you can meet us in the middle, and, like, maybe you could bring us lunch." And it's like, it's not even that's not even asking that much. Like, you wanna go have lunch so bad, you keep bugging us every other fucking day, and the baby's gonna be like I'm not kidding you. I think the last time that she called about lunch was 3 days before the baby was born.
Jesus
And
Christ.
that's finally when Casey was like, "No, why don't you bring us lunch?" I don't that's my beef. My beef is people need to have more
Your
empathy
beef is
when they're in
validated.
final stages of pregnancy. Thank you. You validated so much today for me. I feel so good.
I try. We
Yeah.
had a good heart to heart
Oh
before we
god,
recorded,
yeah.
guys.
I don't know
No
if it was
biggie,
so
but
much heart to heart as it was just a bitch session, but that's
it's just
fine.
misery loves company, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
misery together.
So that is
Uh,
my beef. What is your debrief on my beef?
my debrief on your beef? Oh gosh. I don't remember. My sister brought this up too the other day of like I was an asshole. I was pregnant, but I've also forgotten so much too while I was pregnant too because she'll bring up things I'm like I don't remember that, and she's like, "Well, you made blah 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 cry, and you made me cry." I'm like, "Well, I was a bitch, so that makes sense."
Well, baby.
So, like leading up to I was just miserable, but I feel like I had a lot of people like very understanding. So, but if I was in your situation and that was your mother-in-law is very similar to my mother, who I have set boundaries with, and it seems more like a reach for they want to be there. Most likely, if you were to like give birth, I think if they hang out with you, you're going to give birth right then and there, and they're part of that action and moment. That's what I interpret, like her wanting that so close to your due date, not just for you, it's for her to be like, there or have a moment before, be like, "I was involved the entire time." In her brain, that's probably what she wanted.
I'm gonna say no because at one point she asked if Casey just wanted to go out lunch with her, and Casey was like,
Um,
"I thought the point was to go out to lunch for Anna's birthday," and she was
and
like,
she just keeps getting crazier in my head. I
"Hey."
don't know what the fuck she wants. Leave me
She
alone is what I would say.
she wants to live with Kate. I don't know. I don't even know what it's like. Maybe she just wants to live with Casey and have like her own little world. I couldn't even tell you what she wants. I don't even think she knows what she wants. So,
She doesn't sound like she knows what she wants. Yeah, good times. But that's
I
what I would assume that, but I would be like, "Fuck this. No, I'm not going. Sorry."
that's all you
Like,
need to debrief is just be like, validate your feelings. Fuck that shit.
yeah. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Tell me about your beef.
My beef, mine's a recent one and actually kind of triggered my beef too, reminding me of it. We have a local like artistry organization that puts on a bunch of these events. And my beef is they charge you to apply.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
And
it doesn't
I
go towards your booth fee either.
doesn't go towards your booth fee. And It's an organization that supports local artists, small businesses, very grassroots, and I get it. They might charge like an application fee to keep like your advertising going and all that stuff, and
Sure.
that's fine. But if you're going to charge a fee for that, explain where it's going to go to. Are you pocketing that, or is it for the artists and the arts and for the event? I'm fine paying that if it goes towards a good cause, but if it's going in your pocket and you say you're here for small businesses and local artists, take my motherfucking booth fee, don't make me do an application fee, and then you deny me. If you're gonna make
That's
me
the
apply,
thing.
give me my
Yeah.
money back.
Yes, if you deny me, that's fine, but give me okay, so I agree with you on this beef completely because I know what you're talking about, I know who you're talking about, and I applied for the same things, and it's the same I have the same
And it's
exact
a crapshoot every time. I've gotten, like, every other time
yeah.
in since I've started applying.
Well, and I think that it's really, really, really shitty if they deny you and they keep it.
Yes, I think so too, especially they're like, "We're here for the artists." Artists? What? Like,
They can't
tell me.
afford a
Yeah,
$20 application fee, like, 5 times a year and then only get into 2 shows.
yeah, I'm not freaking putting out bajillion-dollar paintings over here. I'm just like, you're basically telling me to give you one of my mugs,
Yeah.
and
You're
I can't
basically
afford to
selling
do
me
that.
2 pairs of earrings, like
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's my beef. I think application fees are a scam.
I do too, and I also think that, like and I appreciate it more if they're like, "If selected, your application fee will go towards your booth fee. If not
or
selected, we will refund your money." And then it's
or
like
your application fee goes to this great cause. You're supporting
yeah,
us advertising for this business and
right.
helping that small business we're supporting at that event help them. Like I'm all for it. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But tell me where my money's going. Are you just fucking pocketing that shit? Okay, people, let's dive into our listener beef. So, like I said at the top of the show, each beef and debrief, we have 4 beefs. 2 of them are mommy topic, 2 of them are business. This month, I'm taking the mommy topics, and Anna will be taking the business topics. And I believe
Ooh,
I go first.
you
So,
do.
we're starting with mommy. This is from Sarah, and she says, "Hey, Anna and Jess, my name's Sarah, and I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. I need to know if this is just my house or if every parent is dealing with this. My kids spend the entire day telling me they're tired, but the second bedtime rolls around, they're suddenly full of energy. Every single night, it's another excuse. One more snack, another drink of water. They forgot to tell me something. They need a different stuffed animal. Or they suddenly have a very important question about dinosaurs. By the time they are actually asleep, I'm exhausted and I don't have any time left for myself. My husband says I just need to be stricter, but I feel guilty because I don't want bedtime to end with everyone upset. How do I set boundaries without feeling like a bad guy? Is there a bedtime routine that actually works? Sarah, I'm gonna tell you right now, Anna and I are not in that phase of life yet. And
No.
our bedtime routines are just sleep schedules and like sleep training. But from my experience, I have 2 nieces. They're basically, honestly, like the same ages. Now thinking about it, they're gonna be 6 and 4 this year. And my sister and brother-in-law have the exact same issue. And I do believe setting boundaries is the number one priority. And I've asked my sister-in-law, like, hey, I've noticed that you like let them come out all the time, at least when we're over it with company. And I get it when there's company. I remember being a kid when like my aunts and uncles were over. It was always really exciting. So I just didn't know if that's an every night thing or if it's daily. And she's like, it's pretty much like just when you guys are here, but it can happen when you're not. But the thing is, like, I don't want them to deny them the bathroom because what if they actually have to go? Or a cup of water because what if they're actually thirsty? I totally understand that. But I go back to when I was little because I used to be a kid that I would lie about brushing my teeth. And I didn't want to go to bed because I always thought something cool happened when I went to bed.
It
But
doesn't.
nothing
Nothing
happens
cool
after bedtime, children.
and
Nothing.
nothing good
Literally.
happens after midnight.
Nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good happens after 8 o'clock. Let me tell you, mom and dad are just tired and probably just holding on, not trying to fight.
Yeah. Yeah!
So I remember vividly, my dad would be like, as soon as this door shuts, it is bedtime. You can have a cup of water and you get to go to the bathroom right before bed. make sure everything's empty, and I remember he would make me sit on the toilet for, like, 5 minutes because he wanted to make sure emptied the tank so I
Mhm.
couldn't come out, and then made sure my cup of water was there, and I had my nightlight, and I think setting those rules of, like, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen now," and just being transparent with your children, like, "Hey, we're gonna try this, and I really wanna be successful at this because I want the best for you,
Yeah.
and I just need you to listen and pay attention." Honestly, I don't give chances. I've told David in my household, I don't give chances. Like 3 strikes, you're out. But if I know, like, you're messing around and you don't really need to go to the bathroom or you don't need another drink of water, I kibosh that so fast.
Yeah.
And, I've had a friend of a friend, they told me they still use the safety knob, like those, like, child locks
Yeah.
in their kiddo's room so the kiddo can't get out, and people are like, "Well, that's a fire hazard," but she's like, "I researched and actually asked, like, a fire marshal." They said, "During fires or emergencies, it's better to know where your kids are so you can grab them right away in the middle of the night
Yeah.
rather than them, like, sneaking out in the middle of the night and you don't know where they are." So I'm like, "That's an option there." And then I've also heard, like, the red light, green light method where they've had, like, lights or timers, like, they make these on Amazon now, and they're set. So, like, red light means you stay in your room. Yellow
Mhm.
light means it's like you have, like, 30 minutes until you can leave your room, and green light means, yes, you can come out for the day. So I'm like, maybe some of those things would work, but honestly, I'm not there yet. I'm literally talking out of my ass, and I don't have the end all be all advice, but if I were in your situation, I would set good boundaries, make sure they have a cup of water for bed next to their nightstand, and then make sure they empty their tank and say, "These are the boundaries. This is bedtime. We don't take bedtime lightly. This is not a game. You need to go to bed."
Yeah. No, I agree. And the other thing I think with it too is because I was like the kid that always wanted to stay, but because I have, FOMO, queen of FOMO over here. My
Hey,
daughter's
to the
the same
fucking
way.
men.
My daughter's the same way too, to some degree. She's so weird though because she's like me, where she's like FOMO, but then when she is done with people, she's like her father, where she is fucking done with people. And she's like, I just want to be left alone. Leave me alone. Anyway, um, I also feel like too, to some degree, like the bedtime thing can be really hard because it can almost come off just like there's boundaries with kids, but then there's also boundaries with parents to some degree where it's like you don't want to be so dictatory during bedtime that it becomes something that they dread or something that's
Yeah.
like I associate bedtime with getting in trouble. So
And I
I
think
hate
that's what
bedtime.
Sarah was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it's a really thin line that parents have to walk where yes, set boundaries. I agree with you completely. Yes, you have to tell them no, and yes, you have to make sure that you're doing what's best for them and they're, actually going to bed and things like that, and that you're not giving in and stuff like that. But also, we don't want so much negativity surrounding
Mhm.
it because then it's just going to be like one of those things where the kids eventually they're going to develop they're going to become anxious to go to bed because they know that if they
That's
don't go to
true.
bed that mom and dad are going to be upset, or like what if they actually do have to go to the bathroom and they're too afraid to ask mom and dad to go to the bathroom because they don't want to get in trouble. And it's like I understand that that's not the case, and I understand that sometimes kids just they're being kids and they just want out or something like that. So
Mhm.
I think that one of the things that would be really beneficial too is to set the boundaries together with your child maybe and be like, "Hey, what do you think about blah blah blah? Do you like doing a story at night or would you rather watch an episode of Bluey?" And I
Mhm.
think
Like
that
build
that's
your own bedtime routine
build
type
your
deal.
bedtime routine
I
together
like that.
and give them something to look forward to at bedtime so that they are like, "I want to go to bed," because if I start doing bedtime routine, then I get an episode of Bluey, or I get a story, or I get, have
Mhm.
something that's a treat, not like an actual, cupcake or
Yeah.
something, not like a
I
treat.
like that a lot. That
But
I'm
have
like, "I'll put that
something
in my pocket."
yeah, have something for them to look forward to, do it together, but also, of course, be a parent and be firm. Once you're done,
Yeah.
you're done. You've had your story, and then it's also here's the other thing too. If you have a little something for them, bedtime doesn't go well, you can take that away too. So,
True.
oh, you didn't go to bed, you didn't want to go to bed and you got up 5 times and did all this stuff, so we're not going to watch an episode of Bluey tonight. We're just gonna go to bed. But tomorrow night, you can earn your episode of Bluey back if you go to bed well tonight." Something
Yeah.
like that, right? Like,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
feel like a lot of stuff it's very important to be very firm with your children, but I also think that giving them options is very good, and giving them, like, the ability to build something with you together so that they feel part of it too. But,
Yeah.
I don't
I
know,
will say, if
I'm
you're
not
gonna give options,
great.
make sure you like all the options you're giving your children. Because 'cause I've
Yes.
heard people giving
Yeah.
options, and then the parents are, like, banking on one, and then they're like the kid picks the other, and then the parent's like, "Well, fuck, I didn't wanna do that."
It's like,
So I'm
we're
a
either gonna watch an episode of a mini episode of Bluey, or we're gonna read a story. Those are your
yeah.
options. You're not gonna
I'm
sit
all
with mom and dad, you're not gonna watch a movie, you're not gonna read 15 bedtime stories, no.
Yeah, no, no. And again,
Mhm.
like, set boundaries, like, you can in your head as a parent, I think, give chances, but don't tell them like, "You get 3 chances to come out because 'cause they'll take all 3.
Yes,
1000
100%.
It's literally if you give a mouse a cookie, they'll stay a freaking
Oh,
while.
I just read that book to my daughter the other day.
Did you read Give 'Em
Yesterday.
This a Muffin? I love that
We
one.
don't have that one.
That one's really fun. Oh, good to know, good to know.
Yeah. No, yeah. I went a little, crazy on Amazon Prime Days with books, so we've been reading them.
I went crazy with toys. I don't know why I need more toys, but it's the ones Miss Rachel uses in her videos.
Okay, so you need to let me know because I'm struggling on what toys to get her, and I'm not good with toys. Books, I'm good with books. My mom's good with
Yeah,
clothes and stuffed animals, but toys we struggle with, so send me your toy options.
I will, I will.
So that's what I would say, but, Jess said, we're not in this phase of life yet, and
Yeah,
when we
so
get
we're sorry
there
if it's bogus.
yeah, and when I get there, I might be like, "The fuck was I thinking?"
I know
But
we'll look back on this like, "What did we say? Is it actually helpful or
that
was it stupid?"
actually yeah, but I think yeah, and I think that when you include your children in stuff that they're involved with like that too, and they have a sense of
Mhm.
ownership in it, so maybe they feel more inclined to do it because they feel involved too.
Yeah,
Just a
yeah.
thought, don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna
No,
try it
I
when
like
she's older.
no, I like that approach a lot. Well, thank you, Sarah. I hope that was helpful in a way. Again, let us know if it was bogus and it didn't work,
Yeah.
but we'd be really curious if you actually did try and write us back.
Talking
We'd
out
love
our
to hear.
butts here.
Yeah, one day we'll be there. Do you have all
Mhm,
your hair, Sarah? Because like, you haven't pulled it out with a 3 and a
mhm.
5-year-old? Like, go you, girl. You
Yeah,
probably are
seriously.
like yeah. But also, tell your husband to take you out to dinner from us.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
deserve
will
it,
do.
Sarah.
100%. Alright, so
Okay.
next beef is gonna be a business beef, and this is from Cheyenne. She says, "Hi there, I love the podcast, love how relatable you 2 are. I own a small business. I need to know if this is normal because it's driving me crazy. I'll spend time answering questions, putting together a custom quote, or even hopping on the phone with a potential client. And they will tell me how excited they are together or to work together, ask a bunch of questions, and then complete silence. No response, no thank you, nothing. I totally understand if someone decides not to move forward, but being ghosted after I've invested so much time or my time is so frustrating. Do you follow up, let it go, or is this just part of owning a business that I need to accept? I'd love to know how you would handle it without taking it personally. So I'll go ahead and debrief on this first. I've had experience with this before, and this is one of those things where I think it's important to follow up with them, and it's usually with me 3 strikes, you're out. If I've sent 3 emails or I've called or done text or whatever, 3 strikes, and then I'm like, "You know what? Fine." It sucks, yeah, but it's what are you gonna do about it? You can't force somebody to spend money. You can't force
Right.
somebody to do all this stuff with you. It's a part of owning a business. It's a
Mhm.
part of, just dealing with the public too. So, yes, follow up with them, but also know when to cut your losses. And know when to say, I've invested enough time with this client and counting reaching out to them, following up.
Mhm.
And at some point you just have to go, I'm done. I've
Mhm.
invested enough time moving on. And move on. Move on.
Got to move on
Mhm.
and be who I am. Yeah, I agree with all of that. I've had only a few instances where that happened. I'm actually a terrible business owner, and I've accidentally ghosted people after
So
being
have
a mom.
I.
And
Yeah.
I feel so bad too because they're like, "Hey, I literally just had a guy. So sorry, Gary, if you're listening." He's like, "Are you still," like, literally his subtitle, like, "Are you there?"
Oh, no. It's
I'm like,
funny.
"Yes. Yes, I am, Gary."
Yeah, because my mom the other day was like, "Am I ever gonna get my cherry butt face?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Oh my god, I still remember that. And her spoon rest, right? Or no, did she do a
Yeah.
spoon rest?
Yeah,
Oh
spoon
god.
rest. I don't know if she got a long one or a short one, but she's like, "Am I getting my" she's like, "I don't
If
wanna
that's
bug her,
not,
but"
like, tattooed on the back of my hand, I'm gonna forget about it.
yeah, "What about Lily's piggy bank?"
Uh, so,
Hey,
Cheyenne, I am
and
your
her
worst
Nana and
nightmare.
Grandpa mugs. You want me to keep going?
Cheyenne, if I were to email you, just cut your losses with me right away because I will never email you back.
My mom doesn't care, don't worry about it.
I care though because I forget. I'm like, is this early stages of Alzheimer's? Like, is this a
No,
sign?
this is being a mother and a small business owner, and you have a full-time job on top of that. Plus,
Kill
you also
me. It's
maintain
fine.
your household, so, it just yeah.
Yeah. So back to you, Cheyenne. Basically, I would just do what Anna does, like, cut your losses. I like the 3 chances. Again, I'm very, like, 3 strikes, you're out type deal, and once it's not worth your time and your energy, and yes, you put so much already in upfront, but again, it is part of the business, unfortunately.
Yeah,
People suck. You're dealing with the public. People fucking suck. As somebody who works in marketing and social media and PR, you're just gonna have a couple here and there that's just gonna be like, "What the fuck? Why why is this happening?" So,
100%.
unfortunately, it is part of the business, and you're not alone, fun fact, like, it's happened to many people. I'm pretty sure you can
Happens to
talk to
everybody.
anybody who has a small business, they've been ghosted, whether that's, like, craft fairs, Etsy,
Mhm.
having a brick and mortar, it just happens in the game of life, so, I hope that was helpful, Cheyenne.
Yep.
It sucks, let me
It
tell you.
sucks, but it's part of it, it really is.
Ooh,
Mhm.
okay, next one is a mommy one, last mommy one of the night. This one's from Katie. She says, "Hi, ladies. I need your help because I'm absolutely exhausted. My baby is 7 months old, and I feel like I'm drowning in sleep advice. Everywhere I turn, someone is telling me to do something different. One friend swears by the cry it out method. Another says I should never let my baby cry. Instagram keeps telling me I'm missing the perfect wake windows, and my family has advice from 30 years ago that I'm definitely not following. The problem is none of it seems sorry, the 30 years ago was really funny. The
That's
problem
so
is
true, though.
Katie, you're sassy and I love it. The problem is none of it seems to be working for us. My baby is still waking up multiple times a night. My husband and I are both exhausted, and we're starting to second guess every decision we're making. I know every baby is different, but I'd love to hear what you're doing with your own kids. Are you sleep training? Are you following a schedule or just going with the flow? How do you know when it's time to try something different? I just need to hear from some real moms because right now I feel like everyone online has it figured out. And I'm over here wondering if I'll ever get a full night's sleep again. I'm so sorry, Katie. I
I am so sorry.
am so sorry. I will say I do relate to you. My baby's not perfect. She still wakes up. We've been going through teething right now, and she wakes up in the middle of the night. It's very regular for her to wake up in the middle of the night. Whether I bring her back into my bed, she stays in her crib, she just wakes up. That's just who she is. And I just learned that's her personality. And I'm always jealous too of the people that have it down. Like Anna's baby sleeps beautifully. I'm jealous of that too. But I'm that
Uh,
person that goes with the flow. I do the gentle approach of cry it out method for me personally. I we do wait if she cries. There's a point to in your mother's intuition, I feel, to when they're awake, they're awake. Like
yeah,
they're
and
not
there's
gonna
a
go back
certain
down.
cry. There's a certain
There's a
cry and a
certain
certain look
cry.
and a certain
Mhm.
look, and it's like, "Okay, you're up, that's fine."
Yeah. And like people said, some people swear by the cry it out method. Some people call it the Ferber method. Some people think it's straight up child abuse. I don't think there's any right or wrong way, and people do swear by it. So if you're wanting to try it out, try it out. I've done a gentle approach on it, and it has helped night and day, but my biggest advice is establishing a routine.
What do you when you say you've done a gentle approach to the cry it out method, what do you mean by that?
So the cry it out method is like intervals. So you put your baby down, you let them cry for like 5 minutes, then go in, don't pick them up. Like you just like pat their back, then they fall back asleep, leave.
Sure.
Then if they wake up again, 10 minutes. You wait, you set that timer, let them cry it out. I only do 5 minutes. I've never gone past five. It literally, like, it sets my, like, instincts, like, haywire, and I just break down after 5 minutes. I
Yeah.
physically cannot do it because, again, I know my child's cry, I know when she's awake, I know, like, when she's in pain because she's a gassy girl.
Mhm.
That's my child's problem. She's a gassy girl, and most of the time she wakes up, it's because of gas.
Yeah.
So, I know she just needs a little bit of gripe water or we need to work her legs, not cry it out. So that's what I've realized with my child. But again, that's my approach. But I'm all about establishing a routine. That's what our doctor told us. As long as you establish a good nighttime routine and stay consistent, you'll see better sleep results. So our routine is 8 o'clock comes, right at 8 o'clock, we change the diaper. We get into the jammies. If it's bath night, we do bath night before all that. But then we put on the lotion, we brush her hair, get her all good and get ready. Then I feed her on the boob while we read 4 books, short books or 2 long books type deal. It's same amount of time. So it's like read for 10 to 15 minutes. And then we do the sound machine, like make it louder. Then we turn down all the lights. Then we rock her. And she's pretty much out like a light as soon as those lights turn off. Like she's pretty good. And then she's down for at least until probably 4 or 5. And then she'll wake up. And then I just take her to the bed because I'm lazy. And then I feed her again. She falls right back asleep till 8. That's
There
our
you
night.
go. Yeah.
That's usually our night. Lately, Katie, couldn't tell you the last time I fucking slept normal 8 hours. It's been great. I love it. And I was solo parenting through another tooth. Fuck that.
Right.
Yeah, so Katie, my advice to you is first off, you're not alone. Second of all, it's a crapshoot for every mom and people that do say they have it together. Give it time. They're gonna have a wave of shittiness. There's regressions. There's teething. It sucks ass. So sorry, Anna. If Lily stays perfect this entire year, I will be so proud of you and be like, "The fuck did you do? Did you drug her?" So that's my advice to you, Katie. Anna, what's your advice from your
I
perfect
mean,
baby?
she's not perfect. Uh,
Fucking perfect.
it took
You get to sleep. Must be
yeah,
nice.
but for the first few months of her life, no.
Touch and go. Oh, it's
It
newborns
has
too.
newborns, yeah. One of the reasons why it has been this way though is because we do have a pretty firm evening routine, and it's usually like
Mhm.
after dinner, after we've done the dishes and everything like that, um we do we actually I know people are like, "Oh, don't do that." We do bath night every night because
Some people say, some people don't.
it helps her, I think.
Mhm.
First of all, that girl loves the water. She loves, 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 loves,
Good,
loves
because you
that.
have a pool.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. And her grandparents have a lake place. But,
Yeah.
she, we do the bath thing, right? And then she gets her little pamper session after, right? Where she gets her lotion and she gets, whatever. She gets a little foot massage. She's spoiled. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So dad does bath and then mom does the pampering and we, get the little cream on her cheekies. And if we gotta file her nails, we file her nails. She's got
God, I wanna be your baby.
shit out of her face and she gets the lotion, she gets a little footy massage, put her in her jammies, and then we do a big I'm do a big bottle at night. I learned to give her like at least an extra ounce than I
Mhm.
do like so
Full tummies sleep
during the
longer.
day we usually do about a 6-ounce bottle. At night she's getting anywhere from 7 to 7.5 ounces, which doesn't sound like a lot more, but when you're only getting
For a
6
baby.
ounces, you're increasing that. I mean, that's a lot, right? And she drinks all of it. And then it's kind of just see how she does. So, like, right now, like, before we came up here to record, I literally did all this. I gave her a bath. I did the pampering session. And I gave her a big fat bottle. And then I said, gave it to her dad. And I was like, she's ready to go, blah, blah, blah. Do you think she's in bed right now? No.
No.
She's in her pack and play. putzing around because whatever. So it does
Fathers.
fluctuate. It's fine. It does it does fluctuate from, and she's by no means perfect, but the bath, bottle, bed method is
Mhm.
really, and what we were doing is we were doing bath, bottle, Bluey, or book, bed, but really, like, I would say most nights, she gets that bottle, and then she's usually like, burp, and, she's out, and this is where I kinda fuck up because I love to hold her and cuddle her, and so we will sit in the basement and watch a movie or watch a TV show or whatever, and I'll hold her for an hour or so. Could I go put her in her crib? Yeah, I could. When will she sleep through the night? Yeah. Would I have more time to go do things that I wanna do, like work or
Yeah.
do these things? Yeah, but she's only gonna be little for so long, and she's only gonna let me do that for so long. The last few days, though, we've been trying to put her to bed earlier, and it's been working, and she still sleeps through. The last few days, though, she was woken up at, like, 6:30, put a binky in, and she's back to sleep till, like, 8:30, though.
Mhm.
All of this morning, she was on her stomach. She's a stomach sleeper now because she can roll, 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 and so she's a stomach sleeper, and I think
Danny's a side sleeper.
she's loving that. Yeah,
Mhm.
which is good for their, heads and stuff like
Little
that too.
dome.
Yeah. But, routine, I agree with you completely. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Routine is key, and
Key.
it was really hard there for a while where we didn't have any kind of bedtime routine, and I'm like, "I feel like I'm doing something wrong," and it was the same feeling I had that you have where or was this Katie, right? Katie?
Mhm.
The same feelings that Katie has where it's like, everyone's telling me about these, like, sleep schedules and this routine and
It
and I'm
gets very overwhelming.
like, "Yeah," and you see all these things on Instagram, and I'm like,
Like, you need the Pampers app because Pampers app changes
"Yeah,"
life. I'm like, "When the
and I'm
fuck did
like,
Pampers make an app for them to
"Well."
sleep like your
Yeah,
diapers, dude?"
I'm just like, the other thing too is I'm just
Or
like,
taking care of babies, like,
and
that's more
before
like a
we did,
thing.
like, a bath every night too, we kinda just winged it, and it was just like, she's gonna fall asleep when she falls asleep. It's fine,
Mhm.
whatever, because it doesn't matter because she's sleeping through the night and she's going down relatively, like, at a reasonable hour, so it's fine. And I started feeling guilt about not having a routine, and then it was like, my mom's like I was telling my mom this, and she's like, "Well, you're doing a bath and a bottle every night, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it's not," she's like, "How is that
That's
not
a
a
routine.
routine?" And I'm like, "I don't oh." I was gonna be like, "I don't know," and then she's like, "How is that not a routine?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"It is." So, it's this weird we're doing a weird hybrid kinda thing where it's like, kinda go with the flow. It's a loose
Mhm.
routine.
Ours is too. I've never felt like I don't like being restricted by a time because
Yeah.
I feel like that sets you up as a parent for failure, and it also sets up your child for failure too.
And
I
disappointment
think
when you're not right on schedule.
yeah, and we've always been like the babies incorporated into our life, so we've always been people that like, oh, if we go out to dinner with friends and Danny gets to go, then yeah, she's gonna probably be up till 9 or 10 and she's gonna be tired. But
Yeah.
like we're not, like, forcing her to be out, like, against her will or anything. She's totally fine. Like, she does better in public anyways than at home. Like, she probably fucking loves it, and it stimulates her brain, so they're gonna sleep better too. But, yeah, I've always been that person, like, don't be restricted by a time. Like, yes, our bedtime's around 9 o'clock. We start everything around 8 o'clock. It's not like,
Yeah.
8 o'clock, bed or death.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah.
No.
No, and this is even, like, a little bit of what we were talking about in the first one too with bedtime, where it's like, it doesn't have to be a dictatorship. There should be some, I think, having loose structure. And this is why I
Mhm.
think I'm really a type C parent because I'm not super restrictive about stuff like a
Yeah.
type A would be, but I'm
Mhm.
also not as loosey goosey as a type B. And I'm like, I think that having loose structure and a loose routine is important. Now, as
Mhm.
they grow, this may change. And like I
Yeah.
said, we're trying to get her to bed a little bit earlier, a little bit earlier so that not so much for her benefit, but more for mom's benefit because I'm getting burnt out on going to bed when baby goes to bed and getting up when baby goes to bed and having 0 autonomy.
Mhm.
So and that's the thing too that you have to kinda remember, but, crying it out, I'm the same way as you. She's done
Can't.
that, and it just doesn't work.
It doesn't.
It's just I'm
To those
sorry.
who've done it, props to you because you have strength. Go
Yeah.
you. 'Cause I no, I can't. I'm
I
sorry.
just can't. I set a timer and I let her go. There's been a couple times I let her go for 5 to 7 minutes and scream it out and cry it out, and then it's like
Sometimes if I need a break and she's not going to sleep, yeah, I put her in and let her cry it out because
yeah,
I need to walk away, and that's
yeah.
totally
Well,
fine. I'm okay doing that, and I'm like, my brain just shuts down completely, and that's fine. But like purposely, her just wanting like to
she's
be,
wanting you.
yeah.
There's 3 questions that I always ask, right?
Mhm.
Is she hungry? Eh, no. Is she dry? Yes. Is she safe? Yes. And if
Mhm.
those are the answers to those questions,
She's
then
fine.
she's fine. And this is where I do let her cry it out if I'm gonna like there's been mornings, so we have a very like structured morning routine and I'm not gonna go into it right now, but sometime we'll go into it. And then I want to take a shower. And so I ask those 3 questions. Usually she gets put in her crib for me to go take a shower because the our bathroom's across the hall, and she'll cry, and I'm like, "You're
What are you
dry,
gonna do?
you're fed,
Been
you're
there.
safe.
Mhm.
I'm
Mom
gonna
needs to
take a
fill
shower.
her cup. Mhm.
I'm going to take a shower. You just wanna be with me," and
Mhm.
so,
Yes, sacrifices. We'll have to do an episode on that too.
yeah, it's balance. Yeah. But yeah,
Well
those are the big 3.
well, Katie, I hope that helps. See, you're not alone. Sleep, I think, is the number one stressor for most parents, especially moms in that boat. Because everybody, there's one of those things that everybody has advice on it, but no one has the answer, like the end all be all absolute answer. So I hope that was helpful. Again, I think Anna and I agree, just routine helps
Yeah,
us a lot. So
routine and whatever routine fits you. If you're
yeah,
wanting a more strict routine, go for it. If you're wanting a more loosey-goosey one, for it. Everybody's
yep.
different,
Every
so
baby's different. Everybody's different. Yep. And then moving
yep,
on to the last one of the night.
last one.
Anna.
Sorry, ironically, my husband is getting our baby down and not sticking to the routine. Uh,
How timely. You should tell him that. You're now a
yeah.
subject, Casey.
Oh, well, she's trying to, like, flip over, and she's been sleeping on her tummy because she's learned how to roll, 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 and she likes to sleep on her tummy, so I'm like, "Go put her in a crib.
Yep.
Let her
Do
flip
it.
over." Anyway, so this is our last one. This is going to be a business one. This is from Suzanne saying, "Hey, ladies, where are my grandma listeners at? I'm in my grandma era, but I love everything about this podcast and wish it was around when I was raising babies. Anywho, I own a service-based business and I keep running into the same problem. I'll finish a project for a client, and then a few days later, they message me asking if they can make one more tiny change and quickly add one more thing. The requests are usually small, but they add up, and before I know it, I've spent another hour working for free. I don't want it to come across as difficult or nickel and diming people, but I also don't think it's fair to keep giving away my time. How do you set boundaries without making clients feel like you're only in it for the money? Do you charge a little revision or do you charge for every little revision or is there a better way to handle it? Okay, first of all, you are in it for the money, right?
Yeah, I'm that same way. You don't start a small business to not be in it for the money, and that's
You're in it for
totally
the money,
fine.
man. Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
you're in it for the money. Second of all, thank you very much. We are you know, grandma era. I love it. I think that's great.
I'm
Um
glad because like your mom listens to our
My mom
podcast too,
listens to the
and
podcast,
she
and
relates to it,
she
and she
literally
has.
is like, "I wish the same thing." She's like, "I wish we had this when I was
So thank you,
having kids."
Suzanne.
So thank you very much. Thank you for the compliments. We appreciate people like you.
We love
Um,
any and all listeners.
we do. Uh, so I don't think it's necessarily nickeling and diming people, but I can
Yeah.
also this is a tough one because I can see it from both sides. I can see it from a client perspective where it's like, I'm spending money to have this done. I want it to be right the way that I want it
Mhm.
done. And, but I also get it from an artist perspective too. So when I've had things done, basically, um, I've had it where it's like you get so many revisions, right? So
Mhm.
you request something, we fix it. Here it was when I was doing my design for my logo for my business, and it was like, "Okay, so here are your options, pick what you want, you and then I'll do," I think it was like 2 revisions for free. So then it was like, "Okay, I wanna change X, Y, and Z." "Okay, here it is, you have 1 more free revision." "I don't need it, this is perfect." So that was something that I remember dealing with as a client and being like, "I get it." And then it was like you get so many free revisions and then you would charge. Bless you.
Thank you. I should have muted.
So, I think that was a really good idea, to have so many free ones and then you charge after that, and just be upfront with your customers, but you are in it for the money,
Yeah,
so
don't apologize for
don't
that.
apologize for that. No.
Yeah. We're all in it for the money.
We're all in
And
it for the money.
usually the people that say they're not in it for the money, like craft fairs and stuff, are the ones that want to barter and trade. And I'm like, no.
No. Hard hard
Hard
pass,
pass.
especially when they're like, "Look at this thing I make," and you're like, "I have no interest.
I don't
Nothing
want
that you
your
make. I'm very
weird
sorry.
fake bird paper birdhouse thing
I
situation.
don't want your '70s tea towel with a crocheted loop on the top."
I don't need anything more crochet. I don't. I don't.
Mhm.
Suzanne, I'm also similar service-based business. I do custom work a lot. For my custom pieces, I haven't run into the issue where people are like making so many changes, but I usually have like a 3 revision policy type deal. It's not like set in stone. But with you, if you're all service based, I would put like when people purchase, like in writing when they hit click or like acknowledge button, something like that, be like, you get 3 revisions for free. Then we start charging X, Y, and Z after. You'll be
Mhm.
charged after the fact for my services for that. But when it comes to revisions for me, most people, again, they're paying for that piece and they want it to be perfect. I want it to be perfect because I don't want to remake it again because that
Yeah.
costs more time and energy. So it's kind of finding that balance too of like, okay, I'm doing this revision now, so I don't have to like have a customer that's like, I either don't want to pay for this or I want another piece because I've had that happen before too. And I'm like, that sucks ass. So my thing is, hey, do you like what you see? This is what you told me. People are usually like, "Oh, can we change like a color? Can we add my other dog into that?" I'm like, "That's fine." But it gets to a point. I've had actually the situation for both of these business cases where somebody wanted a mock up and they changed it 5 times and then they ghosted me. That happens too. So it's kind of setting boundaries. If you're feeling that way, I would go with Anna's method because I haven't heard of that and that's really smart of like you get 2 free changes. After that, we start charging and you
Yeah.
get to decide what's worth your time. Because if it's like something like drafting, it takes you an hour. My changes take me like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't really care that much. If yours take hours upon hours and a bunch of revisions, charge because that is your time.
Well, have you ever had a customer where they want a revision done and you painted the piece and fired it, and then they're like, "Oh, I wanted this." Have you ever had that happen?
I have not actually, and now you put it in the air. What's going to happen this holiday season now?
Sorry, but I
uh,
was just thinking about Suzanne on this perspective where it's like, if they want, like, little changes, is it like she has to make a whole new thing? Because we don't know what kind of service-based thing, and so
yeah.
maybe there needs to also be, like, some kind of, like, thing that like, with custom stuff, it's like, once you approve the final draft, that's it, too. Like, have an
Hmm.
acknowledgement of, like, "You've
Hmm.
approved this, we've done revisions, you've approved the final." I need your signature on this because I could see that happening where people, like, would be like, "This isn't what I wanted," and then you're back at square one and you're out the money for that piece. Like, for you, it's like once it's fired, you can't go and change the color.
I think I don't have that issue because usually when they approve the mock-up, I then send them the invoice. I've never charged them
Oh,
for
okay.
making my
I like that.
mock-up. So if somebody purchases like a custom mug and they type out, say they want their dog and some daisies on there, I first like they'll pay for that, but then I send them the mock-up and then I'm like, okay, here's the confirmation for your invoice here because they
Okay.
just basically signed up. So most of my custom orders come from inquiries for after shows, but when their website very far and few between when it's custom. I usually just want my designs. They are charged after that, but they kind of
Okay.
know, giving me the description, giving me the colors, because I'm so specific of what they need on my website built out that they really can't say, I hate this.
Good. So that's, like, something maybe that Suzanne could use too, where it's, like, having a website like you do where it's so
Mhm,
specific and it's so detailed, that may even,
mhm.
um, get rid of some of the revisions that people want because she could just include that in her base.
Thanks. Well,
Yeah.
thanks everybody for your beefs. I hope our debrief helped you in any way.
I love these.
I
I
did
don't know,
too.
I just love these. These are great.
They are great. I love them. But thank you all again. We love our beef and debriefs. We hope you love them too. If you are a listener and you haven't written in for any beefs, feel free. You don't
Please
have to
do.
be a mom or
No,
vice versa. You don't have to be a small business owner. Listen to
no.
any beef. If you're just a girly that loves to craft and maybe somebody tolerate married life and children, you're welcome to give us your beef.
Yeah. Well,
We'll take
also
it.
just, whatever we like everybody. We like
We like
everybody.
it all. Just give us your beef. We love to
Yeah,
debrief.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, hold on though, if they do have a debrief that they want to share with us, where can they share it?
Oh, yes, great question. If you have beef, go to our website, momcopodcast.com. You can also direct message us, DM us. I guess that's what cool kids always say. I always say direct
Yeah.
message at Instagram or Facebook. It's just at momcopodcast. And you can also email us at momcopodcast@gmail.com. And I promise I won't ghost you.
Everybody have a safe and fun 4th of July, and we
Our
will see you
podcast,
guys.
does it premiere on Taylor Swift's wedding day? Have a good wedding. Travis to Taylor, I love you.
You need help.
Hey, you brought it up at the top of the hour. I'm just
Did. I
following
really
through.
did. I want to be supportive.
I want to see her wedding dress so fucking bad.
Oh,
So
I'm
fucking
sure you
bad.
will.
Okay, bye everybody. Enjoy life. Bye.